and as was my brother shortly afterwards. And we came to Braintree because my father sold his business to join the staff at Crichall and Winterton, that you might well remember used to be in the Bank Street in Braintree. So it was 1928 that I then started my effort to become accepted by Braintree, and I think I've just about succeeded by now. That meant that coming from Malden at the age of 6, I had to go to school. And it seems strange that my life has gone in basically a small circle, because I came to school only 3 doors down from here, because there's this building, there's the private school, and then there's a big house, and then the church, and then the school that I first went to, which was in 1928. I then went to the Braintree Intermediate School in Braintree, and from there I went to Cunnington, Son and Orphea, as they were then known, as my job after school. I became a volunteer reserve in the RAF, and then after 5 years I came back and I went into local government, again in Braintree. And I retired, still in local government, 40 years later. So what it has happened is that my life has been circled round with no commuting to work, which is a big blessing for me against people today. So I am now well established as a Braintree person. And the other thing is, when I did get to retirement, there was still a little bit gap into my life, so I trained to be an advisor with the CAB until they retired me at 70 as an obligation. When you get too old, you pack your bags. And I subsequently retired in 1984, and I then became involved with a local charity, Braintree United Charities, and crime prevention panel, retired members, local government members, and all I've been doing, I suppose, to put it in a few words and to make this a brief speech, is I've been growing old gracefully. And I always remember, often you could help people, and my mother said to me, whatever you give, you'll always get back, and often in excess. And so that's always been my idea, to try and grow old gracefully and try and help where you are able to help. And I know there's lots of people here today who have that in mind because of the help that I've had over the times, where I've been helped in social company, which I've appreciated. So again, instead of 28 pages, I've proceeded it to a few words, and every one of you, I thank you for having come, and especially my brother, who has been my mentor. Oh, you're shaded out there. You've been a mentor for now well over 88 years now, isn't it?
For many years.
That's a good many years. And we've never been that far away. And the strange thing was that we were both in the RAF, and it wasn't until my mother made a comment in a letter to say that I've had a letter from Gordon and says he can see an erupting volcano not far away from where he is. And I sent a letter to say I can see a volcano, but it happened that we were looking at it from both sides. And I traced it that Gordon was actually in transit at Portico on the Bay of Naples, en route to somewhere, and I managed to get leave to be able to go to Portici to see if I could find where he was going. But he'd already sailed from Taranto, and he was going further afield to the Middle East, where I was still remained in Italy. But that was the nearest we got to, and the furthest away we were during our working lives. So that's just a little bit of extended information regarding me and my 90 years. Thank you for being patient and listening to those few words.